You know, every day I think of Star Wars, and I'm so fucking done with it at this point.
Until there's something that comes out that you will shit your pants about.
No. Listen, my hero.
No.
Is done.
There'll be something. There will be something.
Unless they're like, let's do some more Clone Wars shit. I'll be like, all right.
Yeah, they will.
No,
they're gonna do something that'll make you coom. I know it. Might take another 15 years, but it'll happen.
No, they're gonna make the Rey movie, and you'll go back to see your girl Daisy Ridley on screen.
There you go. And as added assurance, they will put Haley Steinfeld in that movie as well.
Oh fuck!
Okay. Haley Steinfeld Jedi. There you go.
Yep. And you're as a Sith. She's the Sith of that movie.
Goth
Yeah. Lays hated #1 opening day.
Lay's watching that movie all week, every day.
Yeah.
He's gooning. Yeah. Like goons in the movie theater.
Hey.
He lost his
every
mind.
time. Every time that fucking trailer would come on in the cinema, I'm like,
You look like the fucking dancing jaw guy from the Donnie Depp videos. I love that guy.
I love that guy.
He's so good.
He's like my spirit animal.
that would get me in the cinema. I can't.
God bless his heart.
I know,
Yeah.
So it's the best movie ever.
God rest his soul.
The lights would come on and I'd be crucified like that.
Best Star Wars ever.
So I told you if they do it,
The
then
whole
they're
back
gonna win
of
the
the
Oprah.
seat in front of you is just covered in your own fucking goo.
It's glazed.
It's like he lost
glazed.
It's like he lost all of his life force to watch the movie.
She sucked it out of you.
You ask him what he thought of the movie afterwards. He's like, what? I was like, what? I didn't go see it today. What the fuck?
What?
Like,
I don't remember. I don't remember.
No.
Like gets up in the movie theater, starts flossing. The entire thing.
Well, when I see fucking Haley Steinfeld, it was a goth.
It's like it's an involuntary thing. He just starts flossing.
Like,
He wouldn't floss. He'd just be pelvic thrusting the entire time.
He has been known to do that.
Yeah. He is very known to do that.
There's a podcast episode where he's like, man, I don't know what the fuck's happening. He's fucking humping the air.
That is one of the funniest fucking things. And I remember Bray and I both sitting there. Thatch had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, we both
never in my life.
we both started laughing, and I was like, well, hey, you gotta calm down, brother.
Ever. It is so good because I'm like.
He just ignored it. He blew right past it. He He had nothing to do with it.
yeah,
that is
multitasking.
Yeah. Lay's a bit of a gooner, ain't you?
Wait, what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing, brother?
Oh my god!
Why did you send that? You just got him.
I hate how I laughed in the beginning of that because I had like my head off. Like
you turn and go.
I'm like, I do that sometimes when I laugh. I'm like, oh, I gotta like move around.
And I love your howl laugh. It's like the best thing ever.
That is straight up like a Muppet laugh where they go.
It's too bad.
And then he gets red too, like a Muppet.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh fuck, that's cool.
It's really like.
Hi, are you recording?
Yeah, it's literally that. I've been recording for a bit.
Hey, good. We can probably use that as the cold open.
Oh, set me up.
We did not set you up.
You played right into my hands.
You dug yourself a deep hole, man.
Guys like right into my hands.
Yeah, pulling the Andrew Garfield ball fondle
yeah.
on you.
Wait, does it?
I'm glad someone remembers that. I'm gonna have Kermit in my hand the whole time.
That's a great idea. That's a really good idea.
Talk through him.
Can you ventriloquist?
He will be me.
No, you can't.
I can't really do that
You
well.
just gotta put him in front of your mouth.
Hey. How's it going?
I've been gooning. I've been gooning.
I've been gooning. I've been gooning.
Haley.
I hate that.
Shit.
You
That's
be your
self-sabotage, bro.
Haley.
Miss Steinfeld.
I hate that visual of Kermit sitting in a movie theater going, "I've been gooning."
There's some nasty stuff people do with Kermit out there.
Oh man.
He does the arm wave thing where he's like,
I can't even do it. He has like, I can get like my thumb. In
Haley.
Wait, he's like,
that's him with Haley. That's
I almost died. Fuck. Haley. Oh my god.
Yes.
we're such
oh my
fucking
god.
Jesus Christ.
We're all, me and Aiden are both red. He's redder than I am, but I got some red going on.
Hold on.
Holy shit!
Oh,
You
Aiden almost
good?
killed me.
He almost killed himself. Look at him.
It hit a block at the back of my throat, and then it started going up my nose.
It broke down a barrier. I was like messing with
fuck.
The episode just opens
Wait a
with Ty
minute.
dying.
So, I think we can get started. Welcome to the All Things Geek podcast, everybody. My name is Tyler, also known as Bionic Asai. I'm joined by the man whose name starts with a B,
Braden or Rensolian.
the man whose name starts with an
Aiden or Kodo.
A, and the man whose name starts with an L,
Len, also known as the Northern Dollar.
also known as Volvic.
Yes.
The sponsor of today's episode is Volvic.
Volvic, touch of lemon and
lemon.
lime.
Lemon and lime, yeah.
I think I have to say touch. That just sounds.
Because
That just makes
it's just like water that was like sitting in a cup that lemon used to sit in or something.
Just
Yeah. That makes
Sugar
sense.
free.
Just the
baby.
essence
Sugar-free?
of lemon.
Well, you're not hooking up with that sugar-filled, disgusting rot drink.
Not yet.
It'll rot your teeth away, turn them wooden.
they looked like it was hard for you to swallow.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Well, Braden, kick us off with something about the SHF Dragon Ball Kid Goku.
All right. Seamless transition there, Ty. So, yeah, we talked about this previously, but I have more to say about this funny little figure here. SHF is doing a Kid Goku from the Dragon Ball cover, and in my humble opinion, I think he looks fantastic. Should be scaled. So the issue with the regular Kid Goku is that he's gigantic for some reason. Way too tall. He's like 5 inches or something like that. Maybe not. Maybe like 4 point whatever. But he's still way too big. They did a GT Goku recently, which I considered getting, but I don't have too big of a connection to GT, so I was kind of on the fence about it. But he's like $70, so it's like, do I really want to pay that much for a little tiny piece of plastic? This Goku though looks perfect. I think he's gonna be closer to that size, and he comes with a big ass dragon display. Dragon doesn't look like he has articulation, but it might just be an early model. I can't really tell. Probably will boost the price of this pack up a considerable amount, but I do think he looks pretty good, and I'm very happy to just get a neutral Kid Goku on the display because I love Dragon Ball. It's not very good, but it's part of my childhood. It's part of my life, so I need myself a good Kid Goku, and this looks like the one.
Sick. All right.
Yeah.
Well then, speaking of things that we have seen already, some more news on the Shadow Collector's Edition figure.
Yes, sir. I will send those here. So, this is more of the Jax Collector Edition Shadow. This is going to retail for about $50. Not great. He is pissed that he comes with not very many accessories. That's what the big issue here is. Barely comes with anything. I mean, I assume that money went into the wings and the stand, but
Yeah,
the other
probably
Collector
it
Edition
looks like it.
figures have swappable face parts and eyes. This figure does not have that. Pretty lame. The only saving grace is that he has 2 fists. That's cool, and 2 open hands. But aside from that, I'm pretty disappointed with the layout of what you got. Again, the shadow wings are cool. I like them. this is going to be a big fat maybe from me. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I just think the price is too high, and I don't think you get enough. And I think this is a pretty bad value overall. Looks cool though. These figures are large, not that large, but I think they're like either 5 or I think they're close to 6 inches, but I don't know exactly. They're kind of like 5.5 or something like that.
I think there's 6.
Yeah, they're somewhere in that range. 'Cause I know the classic figures in this style are huge. They're massive. But these ones are a bit smaller, so I don't really know how that works. But I personally am kind of a little bit disappointed because I was hoping he'd come with a little bit of extra shit. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
How much is he price again?
Buying this anyway.
$50. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a big 6-inch tall shadow, with the big.
Those wings are
and the
huge.
display stand.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely where the money's went into it then.
Oh, 100%. That's why there's no other accessories, I assume. But it's
Yeah.
still lame.
All right. Well, keeping with the theme of things we've seen before, YOLO Park Starscream is shipping out from YOLO Park, their web store. I know Lay is planning on getting this. I've got it on pre-order with Big Bad Toy Store. I'm sure Braden's probably going to get him.
I have to.
I'm definitely considering getting him through YOLO Park as well because he's much cheaper than how much they are on Amazon.
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm still waiting for my Alita and B to come in, so I don't know if I'm going to be ordering from YOLO Park anymore after that, because my dad ordered Alita, B, D, and Orion after, like, the day after I ordered mine, and he got his, like, days and days ago.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Did he order through Amazon or?
No, he ordered it through their website.
YOLO Park.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That is weird.
But
Stream looks great, though.
he does. He looks fantastic. He's got 2 faces, and then he just...
3. He's got 3 faces.
Does he have 3? I've only seen the 2.
He's got 3. He's got the laughing one, a neutral one, and then like a smirking one. Again, everything that he comes with is exactly what the masterpiece comes with.
And then we got a bunch of new YOLO Park reveals from a show overseas. So we got looks at Final Form, Optimus, and Megatron from Transformers 1.
Two things that I'm crying for.
New MDLX Tarn and G1 Bumblebee.
I'm really surprised they're actually going into the IGW stuff.
Yeah, that's I mean, Tarn was my big want, so he looks fucking fantastic. We got from Bumblebee, Shockwave, Soundwave,
and Blitzwing.
What's his name? Yeah, Blitzwing.
Blitzwing, yeah.
Not Starscream. And then we got from Rise of the Bastards, RC.
RC finally for Ty.
What's his nuts? What's the other guy? He looks so ugly, by the way. That figure looks terrible.
Yeah, he does.
And then we got Big Night Optimus. We got original Michael Bay,
Night
Megatron.
Optimus from The Last Night is also shipping out as well.
Okay. And then Samurai Man from
Drift. Age of Extinction.
Holy shit. That's it for the AMK Pro Series figures. But all these guys look really good. Some of the designs I think look stupid, but that is what it is.
Personal opinion. I mean,
just figure quality, they all look fantastic.
Yeah, I might need to grab the Optimus and Megatron from End of 1 because they look. They're not painted yet, but they're prototypes. Like
yeah, they're not painted yet.
Arn looks fantastic too. I just think that's a really cool design.
Yeah, he looks sick.
Man,
I definitely want them to make.
He's a wide boy. See, as a fan of Transformer like characters, not so much the fact that I want a transforming toy because I think they look a little funky. This is like the perfect line for me. I hope. Oh my god, if they did if they did Prime figures, I would shit my pants.
Well, the thing is, they're
obviously
going into like the IDW comics now with Tarn. They're also doing. I know it's like the smaller scale, but like they're doing Orion and Bumblebee from the comics.
Mm.
It's not out of the question. I don't think. I think they will eventually get to them. I would
If they-
love for them to make the Prime
Yeah.
characters.
If they do stylized version of the characters from those shows, I would be so happy because obviously I want a Prime Starscream. There's like no good figures of him.
Yeah.
And then
it certainly
anim-
seems like they're trying to be the one-stop shop for non-transforming Transformer figures.
well, I think they can get away with it because they're model kits too, because they have this style where there's so many third parties and stuff like that. But this is their way to do that, which is awesome, and they're high quality too, which is great. So, from what I can tell, I need to get Optimus and Megatron really badly, but
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, they look great though.
I was talking to Ty about it today because I really want that last night Optimus.
Bless
I
you.
love the night design. I know it's not like a popular choice, but I do love the night aesthetic.
It's cool.
I definitely want him and Starscream, and then like looking at everything else we've got upcoming. I would like that Revenge of the Fallen Megatron just to have him in a certain show, you know. Tarn is a no-brainer for me. Soundwave, Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie, definitely.
Great.
Yeah, I'd like to get Blitzwing as well. I love Blitzwing. I think that
the
he's
only
good.
ones I'm guaranteed to get at this point is Starscream, TF1 Optimus, Megatron, and then Tarn and B at the moment.
Do you know that is Starscream? That's not Blitzwing.
No,
Is
I'm
it?
talking about.
No,
he
what I'm saying. No, that's Starscream. His wings are different to Blitzwing's. That's the way Starscreams go, I believe, in the movie. And also the face is different. That's not Blitzwing.
Was he in the
weird.
movie? I don't remember.
Yeah, Starscream is in the movie.
Isn't he in the flashback, or isn't he in the flashback scene?
Yeah. He's
Like barely,
Left.
I would assume.
left to Shockwave when he orders the Decepticons to basically stop the Autobots.
Hey,
from leaving.
he's in the movie, you know,
He
as
is,
much
yeah.
as much as everyone else is in the movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, it would be an easy repaint and rework for them to do Blitzwing. It's just a head swap, and then the wings would
And
be
then you
different.
can
enough.
do obviously, then you can do the other Seekers like so easily.
If they have
What, like 30 plus of them?
Yeah,
They're just recolors of each other. That's all they are.
yeah. It's the easiest reuse that they could ever. They make
That's what
Starscream, and they're like, "Here we go, let's do all of them." Like I'm
That's
sure.
all.
Yeah. Anyways, we can't talk about this forever.
All right.
You got the Cornets
So-
as well.
Yeah. Next up, Big Bad Toy Store is doing their 25-year anniversary celebration, where they
Crazy.
are revealing exclusive figures from different properties and different companies, doing sales for every day for 25 days.
Wow.
And it seems like, do you have the picture of this, Braden?
I do.
Okay.
Actually, I save photos of basically everything.
We got the reveal of the MDLX Firestorm Mega Man. I think this is the Mega Man that's silhouetted on the 25-year reveal thing, because they have
probably.
a Mega Man that's blacked out and goes up for pre-order on the 16th, and then this gets revealed ahead of time. So I think this might be it, or maybe there's another variant of Mega Man coming. We'll find out. But this guy does look really cool. I prefer the aesthetic of the Jaded Toys line, but I'm still probably going to get this because it's a red Mega Man, so it'll be cool. Very exciting. And then as well, Kotobukiya revealed a bunch of really cool...
I just want to point out how hungry that Mega Man makes me, because he just reminds me of McDonald's. Like, that's all I see when I look at him.
You bastard.
It's valid. It's a valid.
And
It's
then
a valid.
a bunch of Mega Man model kits got revealed, or color versions got revealed, including 2 forms from Mega Man 11, a recolor of Axel from Mega Man X8, and then base from the Battle Network series. And they all look fantastic. And I'm probably going to pre-order all of them because they look really cool. The only one that I'm iffy on is Axel, just because I'm not familiar with that color scheme for him. But he's got
Axel's a big white guy, right?
Yeah, he's got a big fuck off gun, so still pretty fun.
That is cool.
But most
How much are
exciting
these?
is base, absolutely. They can be anywhere from like 60 to 80 bucks depending.
Okay. Base. That's what I was expecting. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, I didn't
Fun.
get the I didn't get the regular Mega Man 11 Mega Man,
Mm.
but these weapon forms are so cool. I don't know if I could pass them up.
Mm-hmm.
So
do what you gotta do, man.
moving on. Aiden, you want to talk about the expansion?
I have do you have photos in? You probably have more than I do. Wow, look at you go.
I came prepared. Since Thatch wasn't able to make it tonight, he gave me a little quick bullet point list to his main points on this reveal, and it is the next Lego Marvel modular D2C set since 2021, I believe. Modular set for past 3 years or so. This is the next in that, and X-Men, we finally have the X-Mansion, and this is not an official. Got first picture the other day. Yes.
Is he cutting out for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, every now and then you're cutting out. It's like in between words. It's weird.
Okay.
Weird.
Let me know if it gets any worse.
Okay.
But yeah, as you guys can see with the photos, brand new modular. This seems to be a kind of cross between. It's not full on X-Men 97, also comics because of several characters like Iceman, who's not really prevalent in the show. But it is an X-Men set that has been long needed for years. Lego's just finally getting back in the kick of it. And hopefully that will continue. But I'll start mentioning some of Thatch's points here. I pretty much have the same as him when it comes to this. So the first one being that it's in regards that it's more fun, which I agree. You have a lot more on here. And what I love about this set, and it's similar to is that it's comic based more than movie based, like the same was.
It is getting worse, Aiden. I just want to let you know.
Okay.
Coming out a lot more frequently.
Crap.
Well, you're like the first point is movie base. I don't know what
I wonder if you're slightly. Try moving back from the mic. I wonder if you're too loud.
Oh, is your mic? You maybe you could turn? Can you turn it down a bit, Aiden? Technical difficulties, guys. Sorry.
Sorry.
Let me just try doing it through my default microphone on the computer.
Yeah, try that. Jesus.
Sorry. How about now? Is there an echo? No?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Cliff.
Well, it only really happens like while you're talking, so it's like
Yeah, it's weird.
you have to be.
That's convenient.
Yeah, it's like the least convenient thing.
Yeah. I guess I'll just go back, like I said, just continue if you guys can't
Yeah.
hear me.
That's good.
Yeah. So it seems better than the Sanctum. I mean, I think it is. It's more fun. It's more colorful. The build is very unique. It's not like traditional. This is very in the lane of one of the museum modular sets we got not long ago. Am I still good? I'm
you're fine.
paranoid now.
But...
All right. I'm just waiting for it again. But yeah, Patch also mentioned that it's a nice merge of 97 in the comics. And it definitely, this seems like Lego Marvel's been a rough patch for several years, especially since their Endgame sets where they were absolutely horrible and they were more movie based than doing iconic. Cliff, he's going for a pillow, man. You are not helping me here, dude. Chill. All right, I can't even get my points across here. This is terrible. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's nobody's fault. This is me. The figure selection, I think we get around like 12 minifigures. Let me actually recount that. I think it's a little less than what we got in the Sanctorum, which we were so overjoyed to get 25 in that. So we get Wolverine, Iceman, Gambit, Magneto, Storm, Bishop, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Rogue, and Professor X. So that's going to be 10. And then we finally get a billable Sentinel the first one since the X-Jet in 2014. But full, bigger, looks cooler, looks absolutely awesome. But nice variety here, but it is disappointing that we don't have a lot of the variety of villains. Like, we still get Magneto. Great to have a classic again, but no, Apocalypse sucks. I would love to get Saber. These are like other points that Thatch was mentioning. Like, I wish there were like more villains, and then get more of the other X-Men.
Okay, no, Aiden, you completely cut
Now
out.
You're just completely out.
Yeah.
Well, now you're back.
Yeah, a little
All right.
Yeah, your mic tonight is not having it.
You said, what was the last point that you were making? Sorry.
Yeah, as soon as you started going bam, 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 it was nothing.
It was a inclusion, or it's the exclusion of not having other X-Men characters
All right, okay.
like Nightcrawler,
Mm-hmm.
Colossus,
Yeah.
Jubilee, those guys.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
having villains.
Yeah.
But between Thatch and I, especially like the whole 180 I've had this past year when it comes to X-Men, I'm ecstatic for the set, and it is. The only other point I want to hammer home is that this is a promising start, I think, for the future of Lego Marvel, especially with next year, is that we're supposed to get a possibly comic Galactus set. It's heavily rumored. I mean, I think it's gonna be comic based, which that is just huge because we haven't gotten the F4 Galactus, so fingers crossed. But this set does look like a blast. Looks like a great build. Don't know how much it's gonna be. I would say maybe $300, $350.
I think it's $350. I think that's the rumor price.
I think it's gonna be near part count to the Sanctorum probably. But excellent set. Pun unintended.
I see
yes.
what you did, you son of a bitch.
You might even call it an astonishing set.
Very good. That's even clever. That's Astonishing X-Men.
Mm-hmm,
Get it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the original title of the comic.
Thanks, Aiden.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that my opinion my thoughts got jumbled, and sorry that he's not listening back to this. He's like, man, Aiden fucked that up. I'm like, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your
it's
fault.
not
It's
your
the
fault.
computer. It's the computer gods at their evil.
Your voice is too
Trying to
loud
silence
for your
you.
mic.
I don't think they want me to talk. That's the biggest thing. 'Cause
Lego's trying to silence you.
We had no
Has this
problem earlier.
Has this been officially revealed yet, or is this like kind
No,
of kind?
that was
Okay,
one of the first things I was saying. This is, I think it's gonna be within the next week.
right.
But,
So that's why the Lego leakers are they're trying to stop you.
they're trying to stop me from talking about it. So
They're like,
They've got an effing they've got a signal jammer on your house right now.
yeah, they do. They do. I am really excited for the set. I do intend on getting it. I don't know if it's not gonna be immediately, but like I want to get it for Christmas. Yeah, it's a very. I just hope they make more X-Men sets. I hope we get more comic sets because this is just a big win.
I know Thatch wants to get it like right away. So
yes,
there's that.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Expansion, baby.
Meanwhile, I'm over here with my little Tails plane mech and my little Metal Sonic, and I'm like, yeah.
All right, lad.
Amen.
Right, so
You know what
officially announced. What day are we on? Friday. I believe this was at the start of the week. I could be wrong. Character Options has put out their final exclusive for the year in the Vortex series, which is a new line. These are the online exclusive variants of the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday figures. These figures have completely new articulation. I've been talking about these on a few episodes. They have basically taken the Black Series articulation and applied it to the Doctor Who range. And this is a 2-pack. This only has £40 for the 2. Pretty good deal, especially for figures that are completely brand new sculpts. We haven't had like completely brand new sculpts since fucking, I don't know, 2015 or something in the line. They are also going to do retail versions of these with less accessories and different paint apps. I think they're going to be priced at about 17 each. Honestly, I was kind of on the fence about these releases because I'm not the biggest fan of this current era and stuff. I mean, I've, talked about it enough. my feelings towards it. And I was talking to a few of the like guys that I'm, in the community with and whatnot on the Doctor Who side of things, and I was just so ready to be like, I'm not getting them. I don't really want them. I'm on the fence. I want to see how they look before I even entertain the idea of doing it. Especially with the whole new articulation situation, which we're finally getting ball jointed heads, ball jointed shoulders, ball joints at the elbows, I believe, wrists. I think the torsos can just do a full swivel, ball joints at the legs. The knees obviously are like Black Series, so it's kind of like they can bend and then turn. That sort of articulation, and the feet can swivel as well. Honestly, these are like the most articulated figures that we've had in the line. I'm not even joking. So despite my whole thing of you don't need them, see how they are, I genuinely think, and I'm not alone in this, these are genuinely some of the best figures we've had in the line. These look fucking amazing, and I can't wait to get them. They release on the 17th. So I've got them pre-ordered and ready. And hopefully they'll leave good in hands. But it's a promising start because we haven't had retail figures since 2018. So it's promising, and the new packaging I love as well. I think that's a great update. But yeah, these are priced at £20 each. As I said, it's a 2-pack. They're selling it as a 2-pack, even though it isn't. So 40 for the two of them.
They're just selling them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
But they're
I know
in
there's
different
been
packages.
Okay. And I've echoed this quite a fair bit on my channel and stuff. Is that if this line is to continue, and collectors want brand new sculpts like these, and to the level of degree like how much they've improved, you've got to support it regardless of your stance on the era and stuff like that. Like I'm willing to go out of my way to buy both versions of them. So I just think they look that good. It's ridiculous. Like when they were revealed, like I had this whole thing of like pure excitement that I haven't had for a reveal in so long, and I was like, it's because it's like completely brand new. Obviously, there's stuff coming out at the minute, but it's like re-releases and like repaints and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that gets me excited. But this is like all this promise of new articulation and everything like that. Finally seeing them, I was like, I need them. And like I said, despite my stance on the current era, yeah, these look so good. I can't wait to get them on the 17th. Can't wait. So excited for them. I just hope they can continue with the articulation moving forward on new sculpts and stuff, and not revert back to retooling and whatnot and how it has been for years. Because I kind of feel like you're letting us in for a sneak peek at what it could be like, and you're just closing the door, or sort of thing. But yeah, I need them. I really need them. I never thought I'd say that, honest to God, just with how I've been feeling with the show, and yeah, so good.
Man needs his
So good.
toys. Man needs his toys.
So I will quickly say this is the Vortex series, and this is a new line. What is he doing?
I don't know. He's just fucked off.
We're in.
The show must go on.
He's gone. All right, just fuck
Yeah.
it. Continue.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, next time we
Right,
talk
so-
about a topic, just get up and like,
Yeah, fuck. We'll just all do it.
yeah.
So the Vortex series is a new line that characters have been talking about doing, where they're basically going to re-release every Doctor figure without the layers of paint they've used on the face sculpts, because the sculpts get lost with how much paint they actually use on the faces. So they want to re-release everything to a degree where the plastic is actually dyed. It looks a lot better than how they did like ages ago. Do you know what I mean? There's definitely been a few cases where the paint has been caked on the sculpt, and you're not getting the like details of the face and stuff. Especially when you see the CAD files for the figures, and they're like so detailed and stuff. So the Vortex line is kind of getting set up to be that, if that makes sense, to re-release those figures and give them a new lick of light, so to speak.
Are they doing like real tech, or is it like are they just like doing
It's
hand-
still
like painted?
still how it is, but
Mm.
the dye and the plastic now, so they're not using any paint whatsoever because the paint was
Interesting.
caked in the sculpts.
Okay.
And kind of going from there. I can get the CAD file images, and you can see the sculpts like, you know, for what they are. Amazing. Just from the CAD files alone, it's so impressive. So impressive.
The sculpt photos are always really cool whenever you see
like it's definitely, you can definitely tell they've scanned like the actors and, you know, stuff like that this time around, I believe. I know they typically always do like the photos and stuff, but as mentioned, it's the painting issue where it dramatically makes you lose a lot of the sculpt. So by doing it this way, you're getting like every like little detail on the face and stuff like that. There you go. I've sent the CAD files for the figures and whatnot.
Oh yeah, they look fantastic.
So yeah, as mentioned, these are coming out on the 17th. I think the retail versions are coming about 2 weeks after. Yeah, definitely something I'm going to get. I think these are limited to 5,000, as they usually are for the online exclusives. But another Doctor Who news. Season 3 has been planned, I suppose. It hasn't been greenlit. I believe Disney are waiting until season 2 airs to actually announce it to happen. But it's been penciled in to everyone's schedules. Scripts are being written for it. They're just waiting for confirmation from Disney to kind of say, yep, go and make it, and then that is it. So it's somewhat promising, but I kind of believe, as I have said like on other episodes, I kind of believe that Disney are going to wait until the end of season 2 to kind of go, yeah, okay, go for it. Do you know what I mean? And instead of like just saying it now. But it's nice to finally have an update on it. It's you know, to know that it's going good. I suppose there's
That's good.
still life there.
Still a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, maybe.
Hopefully.
Little hope.
But yeah, that's my little tangent. Let's get on the big stuff now, I suppose, and let you boys review 6 episodes
Starting
of
up. Agatha episode 5.
5.
I think. Yeah. This episode, we pick up with the crew being chased by the crazy evil witches. They make brooms and they fly in the sky for a little bit. They get to the next trial where they have to play with a Ouija board. Agatha gets possessed by the spirit of her dead mother.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there's some ghost stuff. There's some spooky, you know, like The Exorcist. Like she looks like the like what's her name from The Exorcist for a minute.
Regan.
Yeah, that's right.
Regan,
I knew
yeah.
it was an R. I just couldn't remember. But you get to see, like, again, some ghost stuff. It's spooky. It's fun. And then one of the characters, Alice, I think her name is, shoots some magic at Agatha, which is able to get the ghost out of her body. And then Agatha sucks her magic and kills her. So she's dead. And then they leave. And the big reveal finally happens that Teen is, in fact, Wiccan. He is Wanda's son. He possesses, like, uses magic to possess 2 of the witches, and he makes them throw Agatha into like a sink pit, and then throw themselves into a sink pit, and then it pans out, and he's got like a tiara sort of crown thing like Wanda has. So That's interesting. We've got like 3 more episodes, I think. So I'm curious to see where it goes from here. But yeah, pretty cool episode. So I dug it.
Cool.
Moving on to Penguin episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it, Aiden?
There it is. That's all you need.
I don't want to say anything now, but I know the Lego gods are not going to stop me from talking about the Penguin. But I really enjoyed this episode. It was very good, yet again. But I love that we got to quite a bit more.
The Lego gods are
don't
still
like you.
they're still messing with you.
Fuck!
It only cut out like 2
we got
words.
we got to learn a lot more about Victor, his backstory, his sort of modern day motivations. He's got something that he wants to go towards. He's got a love interest that doesn't work out because he just loves that fat bastard too much.
He's got his foot stuck in the mud, man.
He really does. There's a lot of developments with Sophia and with Oz and with the drugs and with the Maronis and the Falcones. It's a crime show, so there's a lot of intrigue that is developing.
It's cool. They're trying to establish a new product, and then trying to get forward around. That's basically what
they have Victor be like the distributor for a trial run in a club of this new drug. That apparently was used in Arkham to help them forget the utter hell that is Arkham. So Victor starts to have like PTSD from the bombing in The Batman, where his family was killed by the floods, and so he freaks out, and then Oz freaks out on him because he finds out that Vic wants to leave, but he feels like he's being held hostage, so he puts a gun to his head. A little tough love. And he tells him to fuck off, basically, and then Vic leaves, and then Oz and Sophia have a bit of a heart-to-heart at the end, and then the Maronis come in to fuck it all up. And potentially reveal to Sophia that Oz has been playing her the entire time. We don't exactly know yet. They just show up and be like, Oz, you son of a bitch. And then we cut away to Victor. He left with Oz's car. He's turned around. He's coming back to the club. He sees them, and he just fucking drives straight into one of the Maronis' men, saves Oz. They ditch Sophia, so shit's gonna be bad next episode.
it is. But I'm excited.
So
I think next episode they're gonna focus on Sophia's past in Arkham.
That's what I've heard.
So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be cool.
Should be interesting.
Could be some cool cameos, maybe.
Maybe. I wouldn't
Maybe.
count on it, but maybe.
Kinda.
I do. I was hoping that we'd get more of the Oz and Sophia dynamic, but it seems like that's probably going to be over at this point.
It seems short-lived. We'll see. But
Yeah.
it seemed that they had a very hard time because, and I know as we'll learn about what Oz did to Sophia to make her look at the way that she does now. So, yeah. We'll see. But excellent show. It's been very good.
Absolutely.
It's funny 'cause-
I'm not counting on it, but I hope we get a Carmine scene cameo in a flashback.
I think we are. Yeah, I won't say how I know that, but, and I'm like, I see it. Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of neat. So, yeah.
It's a good show. Very good show. All right. Bradon. Shadow Dark Beginnings episode 3 came out.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts because we haven't talked about it yet because you watched it after we were playing Sonic. So, what'd you think, Ty?
Well, why don't you go first, motherfucker? I set you up. I queued you up. Capitalize on the opportunity. Yeah, gouge out your goddamn eyeball.
It was great, man. I mean, this show. Well, I don't even know if you can call it a show. It's just 3 episodes that are mini episodes, but it was very enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. My biggest problem with it is that there's not enough of it. Like I wish there was more. I just wish these were longer. I wish there was, because like right as it's getting crazy, it just ends, and I'm like, ah man, like this one ends on a little bit of a sweet note, which I like. It ties into the events of the game, which is coming out on the 22nd, I believe. So,
Ooh.
What?
oh, what's up,
I
Lay?
quickly interject into something because
No, you can fucking wait, bitch.
it's
You hold
it
on.
is
Just hold off
We're
until
going,
we're
quick.
done.
Go on. Okay,
Fuck.
okay.
Lay's got a little like too trigger happy
Just
there.
wait till Shadow's done. All right, Jesus. Go.
Okay. Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It had a very brief action scene with one of my favorite characters, which that hurt me too. I was really hoping we'd get a little bit more of him, but Shadow
Yeah, I
comes
mean,
in
it
and
was
steals the
fucking
show.
sick though. Still.
It was, but then Shadow shows up, and I'm like, okay, well, Shadow gets to do some cool action, and I like that. But I was like, oh, my boy got undermined, and they made a joke about that too, which was funny. They were like, he got all pissy about it, which was really great. Omega got all pissy that he wasn't able to shoot, but a great episode. I love when the gun president comes in. It's a really cool, or gun commander, sorry.
Commander, not president.
Yeah. Whatever. I get him and the president confused a lot. I don't know why. But he comes in again. He has a nice little moment. It's cool because they set him up in the last episode too. So that was really nice. Yeah, it was really fun. I really liked it. I like the song they play at the end. Again, they're building straight into the plot of Generations. They show the Time Eater, which is pretty cool. This plot is so much more interesting than whatever Sonic Generations plot was. Like, it is so, like, Sonic's sitting there on his birthday, and then Time Eater comes up, oh no, all my friends are gone. Like, that's it. That's the plot of the game.
Yeah,
this
makes
like,
it
Shadow.
this makes it out like a fucking like a government conspiracy. Like they knew about it ahead of time. Like it's just
Shadow's plot is so much more interesting. So I'm very excited for that to play into the game. So yeah, I loved it. What do you think, Ty?
I thought it was incredible. It was perfect. Getting to see Team Dark working together, infiltrating the base. And you know, like hacking the computer and fighting the giant fucking robot.
That was
Omega got more lines in this episode, which was fantastic. The gun commander's cameo and him being like, "I would have helped Shadow if he just fucking asked, little dick."
He does say that, yeah. There's a really good moment in this episode. I don't mean to cut off your thoughts, but there's a great moment with Shadow where he doesn't kill that guy, and I really liked that moment. It was a nice moment of growth.
He does, yeah. You think he's gonna kill him, but he just rips
he's got murder eyes.
Ejector seat out.
He's got murder eyes. He's like, and then he just like he doesn't do it, which is great. It was a nice moment of more than the games really ever give you, a nice moment of character. So
and then
I like
even
that a
better,
lot.
You get the silent moment where he's sitting in the ship.
Oh yeah,
thinking about the life that he could have had, and he's like, he's making himself feel worse as he's thinking about this like hypothetical scenario, and then he's like, "Stop it! That's bullshit. It's over."
Yeah, it's like I ain't doing that. He's like, that ain't my. He's like, that ain't my. But that's what the whole game is going to be about. Yeah. So I pre-ordered fantastic. It. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, this whole show is just fucking gorgeous, man. I hope they
need to use this style in a show, whatever it is. Just do it, man. Just
like
do
every frame is a fucking painting. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's true.
But all right, so taking a pause from show discussion, Lay, what the fuck do you want?
Right, so what I mentioned earlier about season 3. So Ncuti Gatwa, who obviously plays the 15th Doctor, went on Graham Norton, which is a talk show here in the UK and also produced by the BBC. They've actually cut what he said about season 3 out of that episode. They've just done it. You shouldn't have said it.
Well, I guess they hadn't confirmed it yet, so they don't want.
They hadn't said anything about it, and obviously he said something sort of when. Yeah. Let's cut that. It makes sense.
Is going to shoot him out back. And
Yeah.
It
count
makes
in.
sense that they'd do it.
He's
Obviously, there's nothing being confirmed. He would know that he's being contracted to do more, though.
No,
But
he wouldn't. He
still,
knows. That's not the problem. It's that
Still.
Disney hasn't confirmed anything. That's the problem.
Yeah, so he wasn't supposed to say anything.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd bring it up because
Mm.
I was checking my Twitter feed then. It was all over that it had been
Yeah.
cut.
They got really. Wait a minute.
Whatever I said about it being
Breaking news. That first instance of breaking news on the podcast.
Breaking news.
Hey, you know what?
Anyway.
That's cool. Yeah,
It won't be breaking by Monday, so it's okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
It'll either be confirmed nor denied.
That's it.
Alright.
Disney cancelling their side of things now.
All right,
Yes,
shut up.
sir.
You said your piece.
Jesus.
Braden.
Yeah.
Next 3 episodes of Legend of Vox Machina came out. What did you think? I'm very curious.
More sex scenes.
You're not wrong.
No, not wrong.
Well, I wouldn't know if I watched it. No, just
Lay's so confused.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I'm glad they didn't
had-
cut that out. Thanks, Lego.
Uh-huh.
I had a fucking moment of realization while watching this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was the most like I know what this is.
Uh-huh.
Like nerd moments. So we gotta take in order to understand the story. We gotta take a little trip back to was it last year? Maybe the year before. It was a while ago. I think it was 2022. Could be wrong. It's a long time ago. Ty was like, "You got to get into Critical Role. You got to get into D&D." And I was like, "I don't want to." And he's like, "Well, here, watch this." He gave me a Critical Role prequel
4-part
story.
miniseries.
Yeah, miniseries. It is. It's
Still
a
like
very
16
long.
hours long, but yes.
Yeah. Yes. It is a miniseries. So I was listening to it as I was like drawing or as I was whatever. And at first I was kind of like I couldn't really get into it, but then I gave it a couple other shots. I was like, okay. Started understanding, started getting the lay of the land, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm starting to get it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there is a character in that story named Xerxes, and he's like one of the main characters. And I couldn't really remember what happened to him, but I recall him surviving. A lot of other characters don't, but I remember him surviving.
Yeah, he
So I was like,
sure.
well, somewhat like that. I remember
After
that
being murdered several times in a row, yes.
Yeah, well, I forgot that. But so either way, they mentioned him before, and I didn't really pick up on anything. And they started saying the name more in this episode when they go to hell. And I was like, wait a minute, I feel like I remember that name. And I was like, Xerxes. And then he appears, basically Satan, in this episode. And I was like, hold on a minute. And then I click on Amazon that has a useful cast thing, and I recognize the name of the actor, and I was like, that's the motherfucker from the story. And it was such a satisfying, like, oh shit, I knew this. And then they cover the backstory in the episode, and I was like, bro, I've seen it. I was there. I knew about that.
I lived it.
So that was really cool. That was really, really neat. That was a great experience. That episode was really fun too.
By the way,
Mhm.
none of that happened in the campaign, obviously, because Xerxes didn't exist until a few years ago.
Oh, right. They can't tell that story in the campaign. Right, gotcha.
Yeah. So this was all new for the show.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes sense. All right, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no, that episode is great though. I did not like them in their hell forms, so it doesn't last very long though. So thankfully that wears off. But that episode is great. They play like a card game where they're basically just trying to like get at each other emotionally, and Pike like tricks him, and it's a great like. Well, not tricks him. I guess emotionally makes him all emotional, which is
fucking
great.
Devastates him emotionally speaking. Yeah.
She's like questioning her faith and shit too, which is cool.
Yeah.
Great moment. But yeah, that episode was fantastic. Episode 2, just satisfying in all the right ways, because I was just waiting for that fucking dragon to die because he's so annoying. He's so insistent. I was like, go away, man. Leave these people alone.
Such a dick, yeah.
They just beat the shit out of him in this episode. He dies in one of the coolest ways ever. It was so great, but it mostly focuses on Kima and the other chick's relationship, which I like that. Yes, and that was great. Also a bit of Percy and Vex too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Percy and Vex learning about how to handle their relationship through
yeah, they're like, are we
Kimaharu.
open or are we closed? What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Yeah,
great action
super
there.
super fun.
Seeing him die was so good.
They adapt from the campaign the fight between Voragol the White Dragon and the giant Hell Demon,
That
which
was
is
great.
super great. Great
Yeah.
fight.
I was kind of like, okay, how are we gonna get rid of this guy? He comes out of the portal. I'm like, oh shit, there's a kaiju battle now,
Mm-hmm.
and then he dies, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I was a little
Yeah, I
sad
mean
about
that's basically how it happens in the campaign. To be fair,
that. Yeah, figured. But great
uh,
episode.
Pike gets her new costume where she gets the
Yes.
Plate of the Dawn
Got the-
Martyr.
Yep.
They set up a little something with the White Dragon scales. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Somebody else is getting a new costume this season.
Mm.
And then
You're the only other person who doesn't have new gear yet.
Yeah. And
Basically,
then we
everyone
get
has gear.
the
Yeah.
no Percy Vex. I mean,
Vex doesn't have anything, does she? Oh, she has the
she has the
arrow.
bow,
Or he has
but
right, the
Percy
bow.
and Vex don't have new costumes yet.
Right. That's true. That's not a vestige.
And then
so
the third episode, we get Scanlan's magnificent mansion.
that was fucked. I don't. He takes him to a weird magic hole, and he's like, he shows him his sex dungeon and shit. And I was like, oh my god, it was a much hornier episode than I was expecting. Well, it wasn't that bad. I was like, when he was in the hot tub, I was like, I knew she was under. I knew because he's acting all weird, and he's like fucking like I know there's some shit going on in that hot tub, and sure enough, she was there for like 2 minutes, just for holding her breath, and then they bang. It's
She was
cool.
holding something.
Yeah, the show's great. They come back immediately after this nice night, and then fucking Whitestone's
they're making their way back, and Scanlan leaves the group, which
yes
might be an adaptation of when he leaves the group in the campaign. I'm not sure, or if they're gonna do that again later.
Gotcha.
At the end of the Chroma Conclave arc, there's a big issue that happens where Scanlan gets really pissed at the party, and then he leaves for like a good stretch of time. So I don't know if this is an adaptation of that, because he's not pissed at anybody.
No, he might go to see his daughter or something, and then he might come back, and then he might get pissed, I assume.
Yeah,
which seems a little weird, but it's interesting.
We'll see.
Then
they come back to Whitestone.
It's burning him because all Thorak's children are hatching.
All those little baby dragons, little fuckers.
Which, very easy to kill. Well, not very easy, but they are much easier to kill than him, which is nice.
They are like a day old, to be fair.
Yeah, well, they're huge. They're big boys.
He's big,
but he is huge. Yeah, it was just nice because all the dragons have been such a pain in the ass to kill. So to get some easy to kill dragons, I was like, oh, thank
nice
God.
Fodder. Yeah.
Yeah, we needed some easy because what was his fucking name? The ice one. He's so hard to kill.
Voragol.
Yeah. He was a pain in the ass, but that was great. Aside from that, I mean, yeah, the action scene in Whitestone is great. When the episode ended, I was kind of like, oh shit, it's over. Like I was like, I wanted more. I was like, okay, let's keep going. But then I realized the episode was over, and I was like, oh man. And Percy's pissed. He's gonna go after Ripley now.
Yeah, Raishan. They're like, oh, Raishan set us up, but Raishan reveals herself, and she's like, no, you fucking assholes. Who else would, set you up? And then Percy's like, oh, fuck, it's Ripley.
Yeah.
So
great set of episodes, though. I love them. They were so fun.
Absolutely fantastic. This season has the most changes from the campaign so far.
Interesting.
Which makes it a really fun experience for me, because like I know the general direction, but I don't know any of the specifics at this point.
Yeah.
Or like how
it's
going to play out, which is a lot of fun.
That's a good way.
For example, going to Draconia to kill Voragol, going to Hell, and going to get the Plate of the Dawn Martyr were 3 separate plot lines that the whole party went through in the campaign.
And they split it up
into
into 3.
Merged them all into one.
That's good. I like that.
So, that was a lot of fun.
you like the decisions or the choices that they've made better than the campaign?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a lot of. I don't like it better, but it is a lot of streamlining.
Well, I think it works for a show. I don't know if it works
Yeah.
for like a campaign where it's like moment to moment, but I see what you mean.
I mean, a campaign that's like hundreds of hours, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the difference. You're talking about different mediums here, which makes sense that you'd want to streamline things.
Yeah, but I'm
For an
loving the
adaptation.
adaptation so far. I mean, obviously, I fucking love the show, but
Obviously,
um,
I'm liking it.
and
You know,
then
I'm a big fan.
Whitestone never gets attacked in the campaign. At one point, the dragons fly by, but the cloaking hides the city, and like the party watches and like with bated breath.
Yeah, that's cool.
But they never get attacked, and the eggs never hatch. It's just in the campaign. It's just the implication that had the eggs hatched, there would have been this new breed of dragon.
Interesting.
But so I don't know how they're going to resolve that necessarily, and then how they're going to resolve Whitestone being destroyed. So
they might be changing some crazy shit here. They might be doing some crazy
things
stuff.
are already changing. So
yeah, that's cool.
From season 1, there were minor changes. Season 2, there were more changes. Season 3, even more changes. So by the time we get to season 5, we might be in a fairly different state.
Different universe, different world.
We'll see. Yeah. There were even some minor changes to Xerxes' backstory that like I wouldn't expect you to pick up on because you know you watched it so long ago. But
yeah,
so even that was a little different. Yeah, super cool. Love it. Absolutely fantastic.
As someone who vaguely remembers it, I think it's a good like, baseline. Like like I remember the essential. You know, like I remember basically, but I'm sure there are some changes. But yeah, like I said, I just picked up. I was like, oh shit, that's the guy. I've seen that guy before. And he's played by the guy who plays him, which is so cool. And it was like, oh, it's so dope, so dope. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited for a certain character's new costume. I'm just very sad that I'm never going to get action figures of any of them. But
Rest in peace, McFarlane.
Fuck you, Todd.
Yeah, Toddy boy.
Yeah, right.
I think it's time.
Let this bastard yap once more.
For a British bloke to talk about his favorite movie of the year.
Was it though?
Aiden hasn't also technically talked
Was it
about
my favorite movie of the year?
I mean,
yes, it fucking was. Shut up.
Oh man, I was gonna play. Fucking right it was, man.
What else would it have been?
Fucking Madam Web.
Maybe.
Oh, Deadpool. Yeah, Madam Web. Which I always forget that came out this year. Lay, what'd you think of Transformers 1, buddy?
El dente.
El dente. Cooked just right.
Very bad.
Very
good.
Didn't like it.
Very, very good. Very sweet. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound like Braden watching Vox Machina.
Listen.
Never vexes on screen.
From the first 5 minutes, and I was talking about this before we were recording. From the first 5 minutes and getting the introduction of Primus for the first time since God knows how many years, and the first time seeing him in a movie, I immediately knew this is it. This is the one. And it didn't disappoint. So obviously, I'm going into this with the baggage of so many shows and the continuity of so many different eras and whatnot. So I have wrote down notes on things. I don't necessarily have any nitpicks to say. I can rephrase what I did say on Skype the other night or yesterday night about my one and only. Is it?
It is. It would be
No,
really stupid if Optimus Prime was a completely different person from everyone.
Okay, do we really want to rip into that? Are we ripping into that? Because Late wanted to talk about
you
this
ready?
movie.
Listen, I'm fucking armed and ready, man. I've got 40 fucking years to back me up on that claim.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You would erase all of his character development for a new person.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, you
No,
would.
you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Nope. There's a reason why no one talks about Orion. He's a boring ass bitch.
Okay, but he's not in
He's
this
not
movie,
in this.
So
He's not in this. He's not in this. For once, he's not in this. But that's really my only nitpick, and even then, it's such a minute nitpick when it gets everything else essentially right. Like I've said, I've wrote down some notes. I'm gonna go through unless Aidan wants to quickly give his thoughts, and we'll go from there. I have got 15 bullet points.
Wait,
So.
Aiden. Oh yeah, there you go. There's his thoughts. He
I'm
did
just-
talk about it briefly the other
I
time.
did.
But
I didn't really go into detail.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm
you can bounce
like
Pat off Lay.
I'm a surface level TF fan. I
Oh,
really
I
am.
think most of us are, except for Lay.
Yeah.
Fucking the diehards have to wait the longest to see it, which is a load of shit.
Yes, true.
I love the 86 movie, Dethrone it, but I'll let Lay have the floor because this is going to be...
So,
Is religious experience.
Yes.
So, in terms of seeing the movie, I picked up a lot of things that were references, obviously, to different areas, different shows, different movies, different games. And I kind of want to go through everything that I picked up on and things, you know, that I want to touch on. So, firstly, the golden age of Cybertron. First time seeing it in live action. Well, not live action, but on screen, so to speak. And, yeah, I mean, you was talking about this the other episode where it's nice to actually see Cybertron living peacefully and can't, as one, so to speak. I mean, that isn't the case. It's obviously a corrupt system and whatnot, and that's ripped directly from the comics. But it's great to see Cybertron before the fall of it and obviously the breakout of the war with the Autobots and Decepticons. So in the movie, the Autobots were kind of already pre-established. I was writing these notes as I was listening to the podcast, by the way, so we kind of see like I would go over this. So the Autobots were kind of pre-established already in the movie before Optimus actually gets the Matrix, and Megatron obviously labels him and the High Guard as the Decepticons. A huge change to continuity, so to speak, was Megatronus wasn't the Fallen. So if you don't know this, Megatronus, in every continuity, he's the Fallen. He is Megatron's master, so to speak. He's the reason why Megatron takes on that name. And yeah, he was innocent. It was nice. It was a nice change because originally and throughout continuities and stuff, he's the reason why the Primes fell in the first place, and hence the name they get. So it's nice to see that he was actually innocent and wasn't the reason for D16 to turn. I also will say I do love the reason why D16 turned. It was a pleasant surprise because I wasn't sure how they were going to go about doing it. Obviously, I'm more familiar with what I've just said and whatnot with the character. That was nice. That was a nice change.
Well, he still is kind of the reason he turns, because this fucker lied to him his entire life and murdered his hero.
Well, yeah. I mean, as in, like, in other continuities, Megatronus is like...
Oh, I know. But he still is, like, his core motivation, essentially.
To a degree, yeah. I suppose. Another continuity change was that Zeta Prime was actually the Matrix holder. Now, for every other continuity, it's actually Primer, which was the original leader of the 13, and also the original bearer of the Matrix. The reason why I think they changed this is because Zeta Prime is probably the most familiar Prime that other, casuals will have met in War of Cybertron. You meet that character, and he's a big part of that game.
Well, isn't he also originally Zeta Sentinel Prime? Like they're the same character?
No, he's a different one. Two completely different characters. So that was a bit thingy, and like I was kind of like, okay, it's not a huge continuity change. It's obviously different with like the pre-established history of Primer being the original bearer, which Orion gets the cog from Primer, which probably explains why he gets the Matrix as well. So that's a nice change of continuity, I suppose. And he in the movie was kind of the leader of the original 13. There was nods to Transformers Prime, a lot of nods. like from the well of cogs that comes out. That is a reference from Predacon's Rising when Optimus sacrifices himself at the end of that movie and rejoins the Matrix in with the with Primus. Obviously the theme, which when you see the resting place of all the primes, that theme that plays, that is directly ripped from Transformers Prime. So that was just amazing to hear because, as you all know, that is one of my favorite Transformers shows, and it's so beloved, and the score for it is amazing. Hearing
is it like a new composer doing it, or is
it's
it
the
like...
same one? It's the same one.
Oh, they just took the theme. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same composer from the actual show.
Oh,
They're
so
reusing for this movie.
the same composer just redid the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also implemented themes from the Last Night score, the Arrival at Earth score, which is in the 2007 movie, and part of the Rise of the Beasts score from when the Autobots show.
I didn't hear anything from the 2007 one. I was looking for it too.
It's kind of in the mix. The main
gotcha.
two you'll hear is like obviously the rest of and the Last Night one.
prefer that.
Linkin Park, what the fuck?
Yeah. They have a rap at the end instead.
So the whole thing, like with the T-Cogs, I mean that's what I know them as, T-Cogs, not Cogs. Again, Prime. See, that's a thing from Prime. Bumblebee had his T-Cog ripped out and he couldn't transform, so that was like somewhat of a reference to that episode, I suppose. And D16 and his origin is ripped directly from IDW Comics, the Megatron origin story, where he's a miner and there's the whole thing with the class system and he rises up. The Decepticons in that comic are all miners, and the Autobots are living on the high life and the higher society, so it gives you a valid reason to get behind the Decepticons and why you want to see them overthrow Cybertron, so to speak. So I also wrote down there's changes to Megatron's origin and Orion's origin. Orion originally was a clerk in Iacon, so they've changed that obviously for this new continuity. Megatron originally was a gladiator in Kaon. Obviously he's a miner in this, which is taken more from the comics rather than a lot of other continuities within shows that have used him as a gladiator. I can take him either way. I do like the idea of him being a gladiator, and he's the best, whilst Orion is this clerk who just archives everything, and he becomes Optimus. Two completely different ends of the spectrum that somehow are like friends before the war. And I've kind of wrote down the Quintessons were great. Just that ominous feel of them arriving, and it's like, what is going on? So the Quintessons being rulers of Cybertron, that's nothing new. That's happened in other shows, especially Cyberverse. They're definitely set up for a sequel or a third movie. They didn't really do much. They just showed up, took the Energon and went, which is very in character for them. They definitely have done that many times. Have enslaved Cybertronians and stuff, and they kind of are their rulers. But yeah, it was seeing them and like how ominous it was. It was like, okay, I'm liking this. I'm like, you're portraying them how they are this threat, regardless of if you see them much or whatever. Obviously, the reveal of Sentinel, that wasn't a surprise to me. Probably was to you guys, but me, who has seen this lying piece of shit in everything.
Yeah. No,
listen,
it's not
subtle at all.
Obvious, charming douchebag character.
As soon as they introduced him, not even him speaking, it's just when they mention him, it's like...
He's this big, epic gold guy who's like, hello, everyone. Like,
Even when he first shows up, he's like, is this thing on?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a bit of an ad. He's got,
in everything, he is like that. It's
it works.
Not, you know, 100%. He's just a false prime.
Yeah.
He's just a dick.
It doesn't ruin the movie to be. It doesn't ruin the movie going.
Great
what?
character though. Great character.
Yeah. He's super fun.
Yeah. See, I mean, depending on what continuity you're going for, he's a xenophobe, a racist, classist, homophobe, you name it, he is that in
No,
whatever
this
universe.
continuity, he loves aliens. He's like, oh yeah, give me your
In
hot
this
alien
continuity,
loving.
he's classist, so.
Yeah, it's
Um,
true.
yeah, all the cast did a great job. And I know this was a big discussion when the cast first got announced because obviously they're celebrities and they're not voice actors. I remember saying that John Hamm and oh god, who was it that voices Alpha Trion?
I don't know.
It's
Lawrence?
Lawrence
No.
Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah,
Okay.
Those were the two that I was dead set on. I was like perfect choices. Even Scarlett as Elite, I was
Lawrence
like
Fishburne killed it.
perfect.
Oh yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne
Really?
kills fucking everything.
Yeah.
Such an
He was
iconic.
really-
Steve Buscemi as Starscream
Oh, yeah.
fucking killed
That
it.
was yeah.
Don't even
Yeah.
get me started. That's so
Um,
happy.
so the others, I was like, Chris was the hardest one, and then Brian, I was Megatron. I was like,
I gotta say,
okay, I suppose.
Buscemi's Starscream is probably the coolest Starscream ever got.
Yeah. He gets
He is
owned.
so
Yeah.
entitled
He's
his
not-
position. He's
he's
not
not
like
a
a
whiny
squawky
little
little
bitch.
bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just seen him in a leadership that was,
Mm-hmm.
and he was dignified in the way he did.
This
and-
Starscream makes
Face
so
off.
much sense. Like
Yes.
I can see him throwing Megatron out into space, taking
Yep.
that crown back,
See?
sitting
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
throne
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This
Yes.
is that Starscream.
So
That
he
He
makes
has
Yeah.
reason to. He has
Yeah.
reason to now. He's like, you broke
In the
my
86
voice,
movie,
man.
he did that, but he does not seem personality-wise. You know,
Well,
he's
because
just
for
like,
what 3 years he was just like, sorry, Megatron, sorry.
yeah, he's a goof.
Sorry, master.
But then, in this,
Yeah.
like, holy shit,
You can
Hey, the
see
thing
how.
is, right? If you played War for Cybertron, this ain't new. That's
Yeah,
taken
but this is-
To
directly
be
from
fair,
the game.
I don't
never-
actually remember what he's.
I have no clue.
I don't remember what he's like in that game.
Yeah.
to be
His
honest.
personality and
This
everything is taken straight from there.
This
Yeah.
is the Starscream that would usurp Megatron, though. This
Oh,
perfect,
yeah.
perfect
Mhm.
for that.
Mhm.
Like just
Totally
motherfucker
works.
wants
I mean,
his throne back.
I mean, Starscream in general is such a great character. I mean, obviously, depending on what you see him in, he's genuinely like one of those devious piece of shit
Oh yeah.
that you
he
want
is.
to, that you
There's a
do
reason why
want
he's
to
my
see,
favorite character. Yeah.
that you do want to see succeed because you love him. He's
Well, like,
such a little
he
shit.
has his own agenda, and then
Yeah.
compared to every other
Mhm.
like Decepticon, that's what makes him so unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's-
I just
he's
like
great.
how, like I said, in this, I haven't played the War of Cybertron game. I know those games have been praised. I should play it.
They are getting a
They're kinda
remaster
hard.
out of the way.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh, there you go.
Oh shit, dude! Hell yeah!
Oh, shut up.
I just remember the trailers and how depressing and fucking awesome. So
They are awesome.
Yeah.
Play that epic song.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Great.
Angel. What have I
Yeah.
done?
What have I done?
Yeah,
That's
this-
right. Oh my god.
Dude, that song
If
fucking.
we get a sequel,
Oh,
this
horror meme.
Starscream will make a great partner to Megatron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So in the movie we've got the High Guard. That was a nice surprise. There was no mention of the Elite Guard, which the Elite Guard are like the best of the best in terms of like the Autobots and stuff like that. As mentioned, they were already pre-established in the movie. So there's no mention of them, but the High Guard were. So maybe you might see them. Who knows?
Probably next movie. Yeah.
Maybe there's no Kaon now. You were talking about this in the podcast how in the sequel they would strike back. Now, if you don't know, Kaon is the Decepticon city on Cybertron that is located on the other side of the planet. Now, them being banished from Iacon is very, very, within the continuity of it, everything and whatnot. So them going to Kaon makes perfect sense in the next movie. I personally think that's where they're going to head it. As like a somewhat Strikes Back movie where the Autobots have to go on their turf now and kind of like, spend the movie there, so to speak, which would be great because Kaon is like Cybertronian Gotham, so to speak.
I have a theory about that, Lay. I have a theory.
Is a hellscape.
What's the abandoned city that they go to in the movie? Do we know what that place is?
No, it's not said, is it?
Okay.
There's
Well, maybe
nothing
that
mentioned.
maybe they'll make that their home. I could see them doing that.
I mean, maybe it's not.
I
I mean,
don't think.
Kaon is like
I think that's the
known
issue.
as
I don't
well.
think that city is developed yet. I think they'd have to make that. I think they would have to, because it seems like
It's already,
Cybertron is pretty.
it's already there, Kaon.
Is it in
It's
the
just
movie?
there.
Do they
don't
say that?
mention it.
It's not in the movie, but I'm saying
Okay.
like on
Well, I'm
Cybertron
saying.
as a whole.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
it's-
saying
so-
it might not
but-
be a thing.
You're assuming it would already be there.
Mhm.
There's no setup for that, so they would probably have to
Oh, yeah,
establish
no.
it.
Yeah, so I imagine for a sequel, that's what they would go forward and do, unless they do play it as Icon is the only city in Cybertron, which obviously it isn't the case. But the main two cities are Kaon and Icon. You want to kind of establish the two things, Icon being the home city of the Autobots and Kaon being the city of the Decepticons.
They can
You don't
make
want to step on them.
I think, based on the context of this movie, Iacon is the only city because it's the only city that had Sentinel who made a deal with the Quintessons. And they were very clearly shown to be wiping out all other life forms outside of that city.
True.
So, it's probably
Well,
the
again,
only city
I
on the
mean-
planet right now.
With life at the moment. I still do think they'll probably show it in the next movie or something. That is where you probably would have the
Yeah, I mean,
cons,
they'll
take
probably establish
prisoners.
it,
like there's a great mission in War for Cybertron where the
but-
Autobots, like
Motherfucker keeps just
Optimus,
walking
needs dumped. Optimus, Sideswipe, I believe, and
away. Hey.
Ratchet maybe all get taken to Kaon and captured. And Kaon is basically like a fucking prison. It's essentially a prison. It's just constant acid rain, dark and gloomy, just an absolute shit show. So imagine like the post-credit scene of this movie as a city, essentially. It would look great. So in that mission, the Autobots get taken captive, and obviously you go around Megatron's fortress and stuff like that. But I think if a sequel did happen and it kind of took it to that city, I would love to see something similar to that, where the Autobots are in prison. Yeah, your boy. Alpha Trion. Well, he was so good in the movie. He's so good, so good. Obviously, him, taking a liking to Orion is true to his G1 self. After all, he is Optimus's mentor and stuff. He wasn't in it much, which I was a bit like, I'd like to see him stick around, just a little bit more. But yeah, as mentioned, my only nitpick was the whole characterization of Optimus. And even then, it is such like a die-hard fan's nitpick that is so irrelevant to the greatest scale of things because the movie does such an amazing job of everything. So references that I noticed were to War for Cybertron, More Than Meets the Eye, which is an amazing comic run. Like, genuinely such a great comic run that this movie heavily takes inspiration from. The whole class system, the origin of Megatron, the whole thing about like this, the lie that they live and the deception and everything. It's ripped straight from that comic. It's such a great run. Megatron's origin, which is another IDW comic, which obviously is heavily implemented here with Megatron being a miner and Orion in this case. Transformers Prime.
Miners!
Dreadwing. It's
Darkwing.
such beef. Darkwing, sorry. Yeah, it's such beef with them, man.
Fucking asshole.
Transformers Prime, the 86 movie, and Transformers Cyberverse, which was kind of referenced with the whole Quintessons taking Cybertron. Yeah, it's a great fucking movie. Like, I had such a grin on my face watching this. Like I was having a good think about like things that I didn't like, and I genuinely couldn't come up with anything. And I was sat there, I was like, think, come on, is there really nothing? And honest to God, I could not think of anything really, apart from those very minor surface level things. Yeah,
I'm glad they didn't let you like taint your opinion that much on the movie, because that would have been
Yeah.
really lame.
and as a trilogy, this is what I want.
Mhm.
A sequel, I want to see, as mentioned, something similar to that mission from Wolf Cybertron. The Autobots are on the Decepticons' turf this time around, on Kaon. And you're in the midst of the war at this point. Obviously, this movie is the Golden Age. The second movie, you want the middle of the war, the grit of it, and then for the final movie, you could base it on Siege a little. Everyone's tired. Like, this war's been going on for so long. Cybertron is ravished. I know that you and Ty kind of talked about having a conclusion to the story. To a degree, I would want that, but I also love the idea, and obviously it's happened quite a lot, where it just never ends. This cycle that they're in, it never ends. It just does not stop until one of them is gone. Earthspark kind of spun that on its head because it's the only show in canon where Megatron and Optimus are friends post-war. And the Decepticons are disbanded and whatnot. So I get that to a degree. It would be nice to see them as friends again, fighting alongside each other. I would not introduce Unicron. I wouldn't introduce him. I just think they've got a perfect setup for the Quintessons being a final antagonist for a movie. You set them up now, second movie, tease them even more, third movie, bring them in, and they're overthrowing Cybertron or whatever, and then you could also have Optimus and Megatron team up and actually, take out a common foe, and then that could be the deciding thing that ends the war. Something similar to that, I suppose, but personally, I wouldn't bring in Unicron. I just wouldn't bring him in.
I would.
I understand.
They start this movie showing a motherfucker turn into a planet. They gotta end this trilogy showing a planet turn into a motherfucker.
No,
Well, I guess they could just have Primus change. That'd be cool.
Fuck me, I'd have Primus over Unicron any
Get
day.
off of me.
They're running around as boobs.
I would have Primus over Unicron any day in this trilogy.
I'd take him. This a fucking bionicle ass ending where he turns into a big robot and then he flies through the sky and
then
punches.
it's Primus versus Unicron, and they punch each other, and they're brothers, and they hate each other.
Shoves it up into a moon.
And everyone gets trapped inside of Primus.
Yeah.
In terms of characters that I'd love to see in a sequel, in terms of characters that I'd love to see in a sequel, Dinobots, absolutely. I want to see my boy Grimlock. All five of them, not just him. I want all five of them. On the Decepticon side, I'd love them to bring in a combiner of some sort, either Devastator, Menasor, Brucus, someone. We haven't had a combiner in any of these movies since fucking Devastator and Revenge of the Fallen back in 2009. Like, come on, they're so good. So I'd love to see something like that.
They should do Triptychon too. I'd be down for that.
Triptychon would be a great pick. Metroplex would be a great pick.
Yeah. The big boys.
Yeah, I'd say those for the final movie, though. I wouldn't introduce them in the second one.
They're too big. They're really big.
Yeah. And then I suppose what they should really do is kind of set characters for each faction. So obviously we've got Alita and Bumblebee. I'd keep them around. And then you kind of establish like some other characters for the Autobots.
For the sequel, you could do like Jazz was a reoccurring character in this one.
Yeah.
Have Jazz be a character. Probably RC. She was also a reoccurring character.
Yeah, they alluded. They showed Ironhide, I think.
They did Ironhide.
They mention we never see him, but they mention Ratchet.
Mhm.
You do see Ratchet. You do see him.
Wheeljack's there a
Do we?
little
I
bit.
don't remember seeing him.
Yeah,
You
I
do
got
see
Samuel Jack.
Ratchet's got his little red fin on his head. He's the same character model as Ironhide, just painted white,
Mm. Okay.
which is a reference to the toy and how they look in
yeah.
G1.
Yeah.
Wheeljack.
Like, if we're gonna expand a team,
Prowl.
I would
Isn't
say
Braun there too?
Yeah, Bronzer.
Yeah.
I would say keep it small. You know, you got Optimus, you got Alita, you got B. Then do like Jazz, RC, and then maybe one or two more for like your main.
I'd say
characters.
Ratchet and then maybe RC if you want to put another girl on the team, because they could want to do that.
Jazz, Ratchet, RC. Add another 3 to them. Have like 6 characters.
Well, I mean, the best thing about this movie is that the cast is really focused. You know,
Tight.
it's really tight, and I'm worried that by having all these characters,
well,
it
no
would
matter
get a little
what,
bit.
the cast is going to expand because once you get to Megatron side of things, you
Oh, yeah.
have to have Megatron, Soundwave, Shockwave,
Shockwave, Soundwave,
Yeah.
Starscream. You could have Thundercracker, Skywarp, Rumble,
They can just
Frenzy.
be like they can just be goons. They don't really need to be
They
characters.
could just
so
be
much.
good. Yeah,
Shockwave and Soundwave, Shockwave, Soundwave, and Starscream are your
those are
four
the main ones.
Yeah.
you
You have to.
absolutely need.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then
with Megatron.
if
Can I
you
just
add
say-
characters, sorry, hold on, just record. If you add characters to the Autobots team, either they can be
Mhm.
swapped out for the third movie, or they could be killed and then replaced.
Mhm.
Gonna get a repeat of the
could have
Bay
a-
movies where characters just keep
Megatron
dying.
fucking rips Jazz in half.
Yeah, he rips him into
you
three.
like I did Sentinel.
He's like, I'll rip you into 3 pieces, not just 2 this time.
I'm trying to think who I'd actually pick for an Autobot side. The Decepticons are far more like
Those are
easier
those
to pick up.
Straightforward. Yeah.
I think, you would want to have a few more Autobots for the next movie, and then rotate them out. For
Is it bad that I can't name a single other Decepticon aside from those main ones?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they could always bring in Tarn. Just saying.
No, because then you'd have to bring in the DJD.
And you don't have to.
Don't,
You don't have to.
No, do not touch Tarn yet. It's too early for him. Wouldn't touch stuff like that though.
Well,
listen,
Fuck
right?
You.
Listen,
Fuck
right?
you.
If
Friendship
you wanna bring in-
over.
No,
Let Lay speak. Come on.
If you want, wait, hold on, because I've thought about this long and fucking hard. If you want a movie to bring in the DJD, Tarn, whatever, you remake The Last Stand of the Wreckers comic run, which is an amazing comic run about a set of Autobots which are basically Black Ops, and they are on a fucking death mission with Cup, Springer, Hot Rod, and like loads of other guys. These are like fucking hard hitting fucking bots that get sent
Or
in to
hell,
like
they could
do the worst shit.
They could do a Paramount Plus show with Tarn as the main character.
That would be cool.
It could be
Spin-off show.
right. So this is how it kind of goes in the comic, and
Or main villain,
Grimlock-
main character.
Yeah.
Grimlock is imprisoned on Overlord. So there's a character called Overlord who's fucking great. He's such a twisted villain, and he basically has his own like prison sort of thing, where he just experiments and shit and all this awful stuff on like Autobots and Decepticons. You know, and like the stuff you see in the comics, really fucking twisted. He's got Grimlock there, and he's trying to break him and like ruin his mind and shit. So as a movie, you'd have Overlord be the antagonist, but you bring in Tarn as a cameo and a nod for those who know who he is. And you kind of have like a scene where the characters realize the DJD are here and kind of go, what the fuck? Like, because they are a big fucking deal. You have that, and then you could, have him as a supporting role. Just listen, the thing is, right, don't fuck him up. If they ever put him in here, don't fuck him up, man. Jesus Christ. Next
Sorry, I
thing
just looked up Overlord. I was very overwhelmed, or very underwhelmed.
Michael Bay will come back and do
Overlord was very-
Transformers, whatever, and they'll
Yeah, I know.
use
I was
the
very
Tarn, and it'll be shit.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, he's too overwhelming. He's got like purple pylons on his shoulder. I don't.
He's a
like
great
him.
fucking.
Pylons, holy
he's a-
fuck.
He's a great villain.
I'm sure he is.
fucking
He just
great
looks not as cool as I was hoping he would look. You call it
Yeah,
oh,
he's-
Transformer Overlord, and I go, oh, and then I look, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
No, he's not gonna look like the
he's a
fucking
great
Ninjago
addition.
Overlord. Calm down.
That's not what I was expecting. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, if they were to do that movie, then you could bring in Tarantulas. Be a great addition.
Tarantulas? You couldn't even watch that movie then.
I mean, I could. Black Arachne is in this.
Yeah, but she
Well,
doesn't
she
turn
turns
into a
into a
spider. She
plane.
just has
That's
the
true.
legs.
She does every other
helicopter
appearance.
thingy.
Every other appearance, she does turn into
Yeah, and you go, oh god,
one.
spider!
Tarantulas is a fucking nasty motherfucker. He
Sounds like
implements himself as like micro scale into an Autobot's head and then transforms, resizes.
He
just
does
to
the
fucking,
Thanos anus thing?
Yeah, to someone.
That fucker.
Sounds like he sounds like an asshole.
He's yeah. He's a funky character, but also he does transform literally into a fucking tarantula.
Yeah.
Scary spider.
So yeah.
He's a fucked up character. Yeah.
Right.
He might.
So I've just checked 3 screenings. I quickly want to say this before we end.
Mhm.
There's one at 11, one at 5:30, one at 8. How many people do you think is in all them?
0.
4
Oh, in
people.
all of them combined?
4 people.
Across
people.
all of them?
3. No, just include like all 3 together.
It's
That's
like,
fucking depressing.
yeah, that's really sad. This movie's not getting enough credit. It's really disappointing.
Maybe it'll do better when it comes to streaming or something.
Hopefully, but that's not what they want. They're gonna look at this as a failure, and it's.
Do you know
sad.
they've only got themselves to fucking blame. The way it's been marketed, the way it's been
100%.
released.
It is. The marketing was awful. It was terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the sequel gets canceled.
Unfortunately,
Well, at least we got a movie that dethrones 86 now, so fucking have it. That's all I'm bothered about.
And it's not a shitty ass Michael Bay movie.
Yep.
yeah.
Can we quickly rank them?
Okay,
You wanna rank
Transformers 1, 86, everything else is trash.
No, he's wrong.
I guess
Well,
Bumblebee, Rise, everything else is absolute ass.
You lying motherfucker! You loved Rise when we watched it.
Yeah,
Well, he said it was number 3.
opinions change over time.
Or no, you said it was number 4.
I would
lying.
put one at the top, 86, Bumblebee. I like.
No.
What's that?
He hasn't.
Have you seen Rise?
He didn't watch Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
Oh,
seen Rise.
he has.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it not long ago. It was like end of last year. Yeah.
You didn't tell me.
I don't think we got to talk about it. I don't know why.
You didn't fucking tell me. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't recall talking about it. I don't know why. I don't know. I watched. It was on.
Transformers?
It was on Paramount Plus one night, and I.
You just turned
Yeah,
it
I
on.
know. Like I was excited because I Unicron shit. So I was. All right, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. Guilty pleasure
I
is
guess.
Dark of the Moon, and then the first Michael Bay. That's the only ones I can tell you that I was.
I guess for me it would be 86, which is a pretty consistent theme amongst the group so far, and then I don't fucking know. I haven't seen Rise or Bumblebee, so I guess it would be by default Last Night, which
fuck off.
only because you get to watch Anthony Hopkins flip in the air.
You cannot tell me that the moment of like 2.5 hours of utter bullshit.
It is horrible. It is horrible. I don't like any of them. So that's the problem.
They're all ass.
No.
All of them.
They're all bad.
You like the whole fucking movie just for that one shot.
I like that. I like. He says, "Oh my God, Cybertron is coming."
Fuck me. What a bad film.
It is
Right,
a
here you go,
horrible
here you go.
movie. All right,
I
this
was
is the
like,
latest
that is
ranking.
one of my greatest
I'm gonna-
guys is when that
I'm gonna
movie came
include-
out, and then just us talking.
I don't remember Rise. I don't remember the Predacons Rising Lay, so I can't rank that one.
I'm putting that in there because I fucking love that movie.
I know you did.
I wish I remember more of it because I've seen it and I don't remember.
No, but it still counts.
No, it doesn't
Actually,
fucking
so
count
each
then. Talk about theatrical films.
So, Transformers 1, Rise of the Beast, Bumblebee.
Oh my
I'm
God,
ranking
86
all.
is way down there. Holy
I'm
shit!
fucking putting them. I'm ranking all of them. So, Transformers 1, Rise of the Beast, Bumblebee, Dark of the Moon, either 86 or Predacons Rising, the '07 movie, Revenge of the Fallen, Age of Extinction, Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon's your last movie?
No.
What?
No, I said that last night, didn't I?
You just said Dark of the Moon was
shit.
last. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Dark of the Moon's my fourth favourite. That movie means too much to me.
I know. That's why I was like, why the fuck? Why are you ranking it all the way down there?
That movie, if I had to say it was any guilty pleasure of the franchise, that movie, I still fucking love it. It's so like Dark of the Moon is so fucking cool, though.
I've never seen Dark of the Moon. I've never seen.
That is so fucking sick.
Movie, man.
Never seen Dark of the Moon, and I've never.
That's how I knew Central Prime was a fucking bastard. All right,
I've seen the first 30 minutes of Revenge of the Fall. I've seen the first like 30 minutes of Revenge of the Fall, and all I remember is that fucking Megan Fox is washing bikes and shit while playing Green.
Here's the thing.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
The Fallen get revenge.
No way.
Does he?
So
It's the Dark of the Moon.
I watched obviously the '86 movie yesterday.
Hold on. What are you saying, Lay? You watched it, Lester? Yeah, you watched
the
the '86 yesterday?
Yeah. Everything after the 30-minute mark, it dips. It is not all that.
No,
whenever
man.
you think
You're
of
wrong.
no,
Fuck you.
whenever you think of that movie, what is the first thing you think about?
Dare to be stupid.
You think about the beginning of the movie.
There you go.
Because that's the first part of the movie.
Only part of the first arc. First
part of the movie.
No, I remember a
What you
rise
think
run.
of?
This
You think of the start of the
man.
fucking movie? That's all that fucking matters.
No. Listen, whenever anyone talks about '86, they only give a shit about Autobot City, the death of Optimus.
I see what you mean.
No.
I'll be honest.
I get where Lay's coming from.
I kind of agree with Lay because part of me.
Thank you. Someone talking sense.
When I was growing up, I just remember everything solely up to the part of Optimus dying, and then that was
everything else is whatever.
I remember the trash
a million miles per hour. To be
but
fair.
I loved just there's segments throughout of it. There's parts I don't care. It's like up and down for me. But that first 30 minutes is fucking amazing.
It's just
I don't know. It's like it's up and then it's like
Starscream.
It's like
Megatron.
my final acts. I'm a big Hot Rod guy, and I know his look. I know Hot Rod is
Rodimus Prime. Come on, baby.
Hot Rod is not a popular character. I get it because he's meant to placement for Prime, and I know they heavily fumbled that through.
Listen, that character's whole existence is a fucking joke. Like, everyone hates that fucker, like, for what he did. He's got his fans, don't get me wrong, and in the comics, he is...
Yes, I was going to say, in the other media, and I like him in the movie, voiced by Judd Nelson.
All right.
I do too.
Podcast is over. You all suck. We're done. Never again. No, Braden, you're out. We're on teams now. It's team them, team us. Fuck them.
Oh.
It's over.
See, me and it.
All right, Lay and I can have our own podcast.
Yeah. The All Things Balls podcast.
Yeah.
Aiden, I still love you. By the way. I still love you, by the way. I hope you know that.
Listen,
I know there's
it's war. No. It's war.
In that movie,
you love Lay, not me. Okay.
No, I don't like Lay at all.
The best thing to come out. That movie is the best thing to come out of G1 as well, because the show itself.
All right. It's over. We're wrapping up.
Mediocre.
I don't want to edit. I don't want to edit anymore.
The animation's incredible in that movie.
I don't want to edit
It's over. Thank you for joining me, my friends. The All Things Geek podcast. Bye. Fuck.
Bye. No, I thought you ended it, so that's why I was carrying on.